For years, in the quiet woods of Michigan, a man lived a rather ordinary life. A life filled with family, friends, work, the day-to-day things you and I both know so well. But there was something else. Something he couldn't quite forget. You see, this man had seen something. Not in a movie, not in a dream, but with his own eyes. Something tall, something massive, something covered in hair. Is something that, if he told most people, would earn him laughter instead of belief, so he kept it quiet for a while. But that sighting, that sound, those moments when he knew he wasn't alone in the Michigan woods, they stayed with him. They nagged at him. Until one day he decided silence wasn't enough. Instead of hiding it away, he turned on a camera, he opened a microphone, and he began to talk. First a little, then a lot, about Bigfoot, about cryptids, about the paranormal, and about anyone else out there who had seen what the rest of the world said wasn't real. And do you know what happened? People listened. They listened because they too had stories. Stories of ghosts in their homes, lights in their skies, creatures in their backyards. People who were laughed at too, but with him, they weren't laughed at anymore. He became something else. A host, an interviewer, a storyteller. Now, he wasn't just a man who once saw a giant in the trees. 3 live shows a week. A podcast, Brunch with Bigfoot, and hundreds of videos, thousands of listeners. Thousands who no longer felt so alone. And when the lights go on in his Michigan studio, when the camera shines, another guest calls in from another corner of the world, he's no longer just a witness. He is the voice for all those who whisper, "I've seen it too." So today, when you hear a man from Michigan speaking boldly about Bigfoot, about UFOs, about ghosts, about mysteries the world isn't ready to explain, you remember that it all began not with fame, not with microphones, not with an audience, but with one man standing quietly in the woods, looking at something the world says doesn't exist. And now you know the beginning of the story. It belongs to a man known as Bigfootmichiganrob.
Hello, one and all. Was that a familiar voice in that opening stanza? I barely remember Paul Harvey. I think I was a little kid years and years ago. I used to, my dad lost his job when I was like 7th, 8th grade. So he took on this janitorial job, and at night, and we had to work midnights, and I had to go to school the next morning with my brother. And there was 2 people we listened to for like 4 hours a night cleaning this big facility. It was Paul Harvey. And so I always thought he was a cool radio announcer. And we also listened to Larry King late nights. So anyway, I can't take credit for that. That was sent to me by the unknown, who sometimes comes into the chat room periodically. So thanks to the unknown. He is a subscriber, and he set that up for me. So I thought that was pretty cool. Thanks to everybody for coming on in. I've got Monica, and I've got Krista joining me today. She had the day off or working from home, so this is going to be awesome. Got this set up. Thanks to everybody for buying my books. Bigfoot Michiganrob presents True Cryptid Encounters. Book 1, Book 2, both found on Amazon. Go check them out. For those that bought it, please leave a review. That would be awesome of you. Hit the like button here on YouTube. Also, the super chat's open, a great way to help support what we all do around here. You can become a BMR pirate, mateys. Join today, join the many, join the few. Thank you for that in advance. We got a lot talk about. We have a cool show. We have the conference coming up. Yes, the conference. It's like 2.5 weeks away, so I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to bring up Monica. Hello, Monica.
Hello, Robbie. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How'd you like that opening news stanza? Was that pretty cool?
I love it. I love Paul Harvey. My father used to listen to talk radio 24/7.
Yeah.
And it's very nostalgic for me to hear.
Yeah, the unknown sent that to me, as I said earlier. That was really cool.
That is really cool. AI can do some amazing things.
You know, boy, and it's dangerous. I did a show on AI with Krista and Dennis Carroll Tuesday. Speaking of Krista from the Blondie on the Booze. Hello, Krista.
Hey, how are you?
I'm pretty good.
Good deal. Good deal.
Glad to see you, bright and cheery-eyed, despite you want to frown right now.
I do, but we won't mention that.
Conference drama.
It's just the anxiety of the conference, everybody.
Yep.
17th, 19th. No, what did I say?
19th and 20th.
Yeah, I don't even think. Hey, listen, I've been saying it since December. Why forget now? Of course, right?
Right.
I think that it's a little misleading when you say the 19th and 20th because the meet and greet is really, it's not two full conference days.
Yeah.
The 19th that we're counting as like just that meet and greet the night before.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes. So basically, everybody just come hang out with us from the 18th to the 20th.
Now another day. Yeah. Between the pre-party.
Yes.
On that Thursday.
Thursday.
Whatever day that is.
Yeah. Yep. Thursday. So.
Yes.
Coming up
quick. A couple things I'm looking forward to. The first is we can stop promoting this.
Yeah. Amen.
I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. I'm so happy that we're going to be putting this together, but we've put it together, and it should be all put together. But there's always some monkey.
I kind of dig the promotional, like, this is the future. Like, I'm going to miss hearing that.
Right.
So ingrained in our shows.
Well, that is, and people always say this is the future. Mm-hmm. We might have to get with Tex and maybe do a generic one.
Or if we do another conference, that'd be our motto.
Well, if we do another conference, we're going to have to start promoting it in 2 months. If this one takes off, we'll probably do it again.
Let's get a little bit of a break.
We need at least 2 months off from this promotion stuff.
Right.
Well, you start planning the day after the end of the first one.
Yeah.
But we're always, everybody listening, we're busy. We're literally with our other personal lives and work, we're 24/7 a day people. We really are.
Yeah, I know. Everybody tells me I'm so busy. I'm like, you know what? Really, I am. With real jobs, family,
outside lives, outside of this. And we're only on, all of us together are on every day of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's somebody, you can catch Monica or Paranormal World, typically.
Yep.
Thursday nights. Yeah.
And of course, the Blondes and the Booze are typically on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday is with Brandy and
the guys.
What's that one guy? What's his name? Rando?
That crabby guy.
Yeah, the crabby. Kelly Sandiford, the pride of Canada. Always. Thank you, Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly.
So much.
Very sweet.
You're awesome, Kelly. Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. Thanks for everybody for coming in. And then we've got Tex on. Subscribe to all of us if not already. The Blondes and the Booze Paranormal Podcast. Monica Rollins, our Paranormal World, BMR, Paranormal Paul, Dine Show, Truth or Tinder.
Don't just subscribe. You got to hit that bell so that you get notifications every time we go live and schedule something.
Yeah, because I'm doing a special. We're not going to be off. Last Saturday, we were off for Labor Day weekend for the late show with us. And this Saturday, I'm doing my late fantasy football draft.
I can't believe you're doing it after the.
I know the NFL starts tonight. I got my Lions beanie on, as you noticed. The Lions play Sunday against the Packers. Yeah, we're doing our draft this Saturday. So I decided we'll take the day off. And I actually gave everybody the day off the week after, but I said, why? I've got nothing going on.
I know you recalled us back. I got that text.
I brought you out. Did you see that, Monica? We're back on.
Until 27th.
Yeah, she's like, oh, great. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry to put a damper to the great
damn,
news.
we got called into work, Monica.
We're working. I called y'all back into work for next Saturday. We'll be off this Saturday. However, for those that want a little BMR action, I'll be doing a werewolf stories on Friday. Don't know what time. That's why you should probably turn on your alert bell. I got a cool setup for that on Friday to make up for Saturday anyways.
Cool.
So yeah,
fun stuff.
Fun stuff. A lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, got a lot going on, don't we? All of us.
Always.
Yeah.
Now that the conference is 2 weeks away, I've got to get my crap together for my table.
Yeah.
Now that it's 2 weeks away, it's the time to start doing that.
Right. I'm super excited to see you guys, though.
You know, I bought a stand for my backdrop for the conference because last year I didn't have anything.
No, you didn't. Your table looked like crap. And me and Brady were like, really, Rob?
I had a wooden ass table. And I brought my books, and they had they had made up some time ago a little placard with BMR on it. So I put that on the table. And it was like a 4x4 sign.
Yep.
So now I got the backdrop, which is pretty sweet. And then oh my gosh, my stand was put on back order. I finally got that the other day. And I went to do a pre-assembly, and I said, nah, I ain't doing it. I'll wait for the conference. I immediately got pissed off because I'm not the most mechanically inclined guy. And all of this is going like this, putting stuff together. But then I couldn't quite figure out how to, whatever.
Couldn't figure out how to roll it down and snap it together.
Well, it was just something, I could snap it together pretty easily, but at the bottom, how to attach it, I couldn't find the holes. Either it's a manufacturer's defect or I'm just no good at that stuff. So we'll find out on Wednesday or Thursday in 2 weeks.
I would expect nothing less from the guy that can't find the end stream button that is in bright red.
Right, exactly.
Oh, well, yeah, of course, Monica.
So, in other words, Rob's going to be cranky when he's trying to put up his backdrop.
Well, I actually need 2 people to put up my backdrop because it's like 3 pounds.
I'll send my husband over. He's good with.
He's adept at that.
Technical things.
Excellent. Yeah, good.
There we go.
But that'll be fun.
You know what, though? We do. If you guys can, for a few minutes, hang after the show because we got a couple conference things to talk about.
Sure.
You talking to me, us guys after the show? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you want to hash it out here in front of everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll make sure I hit the end stream button because people will be, oh my God, what's going on?
You're still alive.
No, it's not too bad. It's just we have to figure out where we're going to put vendors and who's by who and all that kind of stuff.
Speaking of vendors, everybody that's coming to the conference, the vendor tables are going to be open all the way to the day of, I guess, right? $75 cheap.
Well, it's just the day of.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, just the day of. But yes. And
sell your wares.
Sell your wares. That's right.
Here we go.
Yep. That's it. So it's going to be fun. Come see us.
That little intro that was put together, of course, AI, isn't it scary? Remember, Krista, Tuesday we did a show with Dennis Carroll on AI assassins, which was very interesting.
Yeah.
And, you know what the scary thing is? That was Paul Harvey's voice. Sounded just like him.
Did.
That's a scary thing. And there's something floating around on Netflix, too, that everyone's raving about, which I'm not going to talk about. Just go to Netflix. I forget the name of the show, which I don't watch shows anyways, as Monica well knows, and Krista. But the AI is scary that they can take our voices. If somebody hated you, like an ex-partner, an ex-spouse, and put this stuff on the internet, I mean,
they can make up photos of you. They can make your voice. Yeah,
absolutely, they can.
I mean, it's to the point where it's cool. Like that was cool. What I just did just to start the show.
Yeah.
But can you imagine somebody making a hate video with you speaking about negative things?
Right. Fortunately, though, I think they can tell if things are AI generated. You know, so if it's, you know, like somebody, you know, does something against the law, you know, then I think you could prove it. You know, it's not you.
I don't know. There's probably got to be some sort of copyright infringement if you're copying someone's voice.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know.
It's a
Unless
new.
you copyright your voice.
Yeah, you really can't, and that's the thing,
Yeah.
because you don't like, you know, when you copyright something, you don't copyright a voice. Like you copyright the item or the logo or
Patent. I don't know. I don't know what like
I
copyright.
don't know either.
Yeah.
I don't know either. It's scary though, regardless.
Yeah,
It
what
is.
we're talking about, everybody, if you go back and replay the very beginning of the show, it's a pretty cool intro. I'll probably use it from time to time. It's pretty cool. I'll see if I get a copyright strike on that for using Paul Harvey's voice.
Yeah, but it's not really Paul Harvey.
Yeah.
It's
What show am I downloading that from that is infringing on a copyright?
that's what it. You're right. I was thinking that as well, but who knows? I mean,
Yep.
so with that being said, a couple of weeks ago, Monica, you and I did a show briefly about all these sea serpents in Newfoundland.
Mm-hmm.
And people seem to like that. So I pulled up a couple more that I'm going to read from this website that we can kind of, talk about to start the show
Cool.
and take it from there. Thanks everybody for coming in. MK Ultra, Danny, Mark Z Hammer, Joanne. There's a whole host of you. My Vlog Sunny. Go to My Vlog Sunny on Facebook. She promotes all of our shows and other podcasts. Does a fantastic job. Help her out. She's got like 500 people or something like that. I could be wrong.
He's great.
Yeah, she
She's
is.
totally awesome.
Yeah.
Hi, Henry, Bent, a whole bunch of you guys. I love you all. Thanks for coming on in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're gonna get on with this really quickly.
Do it.
We're gonna do this thing. And again, these are back from Newfoundland. It's in Canada. I didn't know that. And somebody interviewed me that was from Newfoundland. I said, what country is that? They said, well, it's Canada. It's a big island in Canada.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I got interested in that part of the world. And so I started looking stuff up a couple months ago. And this first story is about, the title of this is called The Fortune Harbor Sea Serpent. And it starts out, imagine this. You're a fisherman, alone in your boat as evening settles over the bay. The water's flat calm, the lights soft and golden. It's the kind of quiet that usually means the day is winding to a peaceful close. Then the surface breaks and something unbelievable rises into view. It's not a whale, not a herd of seals, not a school of fish. It's something else, something bigger. It surfaces just long enough for you to see it, and it's moving faster than anything that size should. Suddenly, the quiet isn't comforting anymore, it's terrifying. You're alone on the ocean with a massive creature, and you have no idea what it is or what it wants. For a group of fishermen near Fortune Harbor, that wasn't something to imagine. It happened in the summer of 1888. Now, I looked this up, and there is an actual newspaper clipping on the front page of their news from the Daily Colonist, September 15th of 1888. And there's a picture, and it wouldn't let me copy the image for copyright, so I couldn't show it, but it's there. So it says, it goes on to say that on August 27th, 1888, several fishermen off the shores of Fortune Harbor spotted an enormous creature in the water. It had an enormous head and two large dorsal fins spaced about 40 feet apart. The men estimated the creature to be roughly 120 feet long, longer than even a blue whale, and it moved as fast as a bird on the wing. The next day, the animal was seen again. This time, the creature appeared near a small fishing boat. Understandably alarmed, the fishermen began rowing towards shore, but the animal kept pace for nearly 50 yards, never getting too close, but not backing off either. The fisherman said it appeared to be curious, sometimes lifting his head 2 to 3 feet out of the water. The fisherman, who newspapers described as pretty pretty well scared, said the creature was dark brown with a brassy colored underside. It had a long eel-like body and a head shaped oddly enough like that of a bull terrier dog. Again, I got the image of this and it is creepy and it wouldn't let me download it. Anyway, it was very weird looking. It appeared to be covered in what looked like slimy fur or bristles, with a fin running from behind its head to a large central hump. This time, it was estimated to be about 85 feet in length, still massive. No photographs exist, no physical evidence was recovered, and the creature never returned, or at least no one ever reported seeing it again. But for 2 days in 1888, something stirred in the waters off Fortune Harbor, something real enough to rattle the men who saw it, and strange enough that we're still talking about it even today, a century later. Whether they've seen this or not, it made the newspapers. I believe that there's creatures. We've talked about this ad nauseum, you guys, about the unknown of the ocean. What's your guys' take on that story?
Will you describe it again for me? Not the length, but it had bristly, slimy.
Yeah, I will have to. Yeah, let me go back in this. Luckily, I copied this. Okay, it had a long eel-like body and a head shaped quite oddly like that of a bull terrier.
Okay.
It appeared to be covered in what looked like slimy fur or bristles, with a fin running from behind its head to a large central hump. Estimated in length about 85 feet.
That's crazy. See, I think a lot of creatures like sea creature sightings or oarfish, because they're rare and a lot of people don't know what an oarfish looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't sound like an oarfish. It doesn't have my husband loves the bull terrier dogs. I call them potato-headed dogs.
Yeah.
That like the pronounced, I don't know what you call that on the bridge of the nose. So I don't know what that could be.
I don't know. My thoughts are, there's so much of the ocean that's undiscovered, anything's possible. Anything's possible to be living in there. So I don't doubt that encounter.
I don't either.
I wish I could have downloaded and shown everybody the rendition, an artist's rendition, because to me, it was above the water from this rendition. The description was exactly as I read, but that head, it looked like, almost like, we all talk about dogman, but the head was eerily dog-like looking.
Doggish or horseish? It sounds kind of horseish.
Good point. It looked doggish, but the shape of the head was that of a horse. Yes, but it still had that eerie dog look about it to me.
I don't doubt. Did they talk about there being a storm prior to that? Because I feel like deep sea creatures come up to the surface after like hurricanes or
that makes sense. Yeah.
No, it did not. What I read is just what they provided in this particular article. But now that you mentioned the horse head, I will tell you the head was shaped like, what do you call those little horse fish?
Seahorses.
Seahorses.
Yeah, the head was shaped like a seahorse, but it looked like but it looked more doggish than horse-ish.
I'd hate to see an 80-foot seahorse.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
That's pretty intense.
But back to your point, Krista, as we talk about this, because I think all of us are interested in the ocean, maybe even more so than outer space, to be honest with you, because we can access the ocean. Well, I can access to Great Lakes, in 20 minutes. There's a lot of things that are undiscovered out there, which I find fascinating.
Yep.
And who
space
knows?
Scares me. I don't know. Deep water scares me. Like abyssal water scares me, and space scares me. Like I've studied enough on space, like astronomy, to know that it's an insanely dangerous place.
Yeah, I would agree.
Oh, space is frightening, and that's infinite, right? It doesn't end. We have no idea what's out there.
Well, we don't know what's at the bottom of the
Right.
we guess like
We do not.
explored like a postage stamp sized area compared to the vastness.
And Monica, you made a comment too. You just said like the abyss, the deep ocean. Here's my thing. If I can't see the bottom of it, I don't want to be in there.
Yeah.
I can swim.
Float on it. I don't want to get it.
I'm with you. I can swim, but if I don't see the bottom, I'm not getting in it.
I get so uncomfortable just because.
Me too.
I've seen that horror movie. I've seen the horror movie with the giant octopus. I've seen the horror movie with the shark. I've seen with the squid, and Humboldt squid are real. Like on the West Coast, Humboldt squid are real, and they will drag you down and eat you.
Yeah, no thanks.
It's weird about I grew up swimming as a young kid, and then through my high school years, my buddy, well, he still owns it today, has he got it from his parents, of course, as time goes on. A lake we always went on, always swimming in the lake. It was just a fun time to hang out. And so I never really, in my teens and early 20s, I swam the Detroit River, which, by the way, I don't recommend because this year there's been 8 deaths alone from drowning in the Detroit River for some jackasses diving off their boats into the river, never to be recovered. Wow.
Thanks, Sparky.
I just think of toxic chemicals when I think of Detroit River. Because I imagine Detroit was at one point pumping out a lot of chemicals.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you this. I fished along the Detroit River growing up. My father took me and my brother all the time. And I love the Detroit River because I just seen the movie Jaws. And it was almost like, thanks, Sparky, as well. And it was almost like with the unknown of the Detroit River, we would take our rods and reels, and with the river, with the current, you had to put a big sinker on the bottom. Then we set up with hooks, and we put worms down or minnows. So we just cast it way out there and watch the river, the current, just take your line. Then we sit there and we wait, and you just patiently as kids watching your pole. My dad's sitting there reading the paper. Me and my brother just, especially after Jaws, because you could tell you have a fish, your pole starts going, clicking. And me and my brother not knowing what's really in the river, because you know what? There's been sharks in the river. They've they got trapped in the St. Lawrence Seaway, and one lived for a little while, then died. I think the bull shark can live in fresh water.
Fresh water. We've had them all the way up here as far as St. Louis from the Mississippi River from the Gulf.
Yep. So it was very exciting because me and my brother never expected what we were going to reel in. And typically, though, it ended up being carp, whatever, sucker fish. Once in a while, you get a run of walleye, which is pretty cool. But referring back to what you were talking about, Monica, back in the day, they had the mercury was being dumped in from one of the chemical plants, Great Lakes Steel, which for about several decades in the 60s through maybe the end of the 70s, any of the fish that you ate was causing cancer. It was very dangerous.
Wow.
You'd eat.
Everything causes cancer. If you live long enough, you will eventually get
cancer. Will. Yeah. If you're a perfectly healthy person, that will do you in the end. If you have natural causes. So that was always exciting. But the thing that freaked me out the most about not knowing what's in the water was I got older. My brother had a fishing boat because we got into fishing as we got older, got a boat. But I got to tell you, this is funny, but for me, it was scary at the same time. We were docking the boat, and this was on the Brest Bay, and it was in a channel. And I just told my brother, it was kind of a murky, dank area where he parked his vessel. I'm like, man, dude, you could have found a better spot than this. He goes, yeah, it was the cheapest. Okay, I get it. So I got in front of the boat, and I'm pulling the boat, and I have my hand on a dock, and I'm trying to pull the boat in to get it up to fasten. And so there was about a 1 foot between the boat and the dock. And I just mentioned earlier in the morning I would never swim in this water. And good old BMR slipped off the boat, and I fell between the boat and the dock, feet first, straight down into this murky, dank water. But when I hit, my legs and feet hit this murk, and I plummeted all the way up to my knees.
Wow.
And I could not get out. And I'm freaking out, and I'm looking to the top. I can see the sunlight and all this water, and I can't break free. And I'm going like this. I'm like, where the hell is my brother, man? And I'm thinking I'm going to drown because it was a minute. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I can't go this way. I'm not dying. And literally, you guys. Then all of a sudden, I see kind of in a reflection was my brother and some other guys that just happened to be there. They lay down, they reached in, they pulled my arms out, and they lifted me up out of the water, you guys. And I must tell you, I was very frantic because I could feel that holding my breath was starting to get to that point where I can't hold it no more.
Wow.
So, I could have actually drowned some 20, 30 years ago.
Oh gosh, that's terrifying.
So ever since then, I made a point, number one, not to really dive or jump into any body of water. Because you just don't know what's on the bottom, like you guys said. And this was maybe 6 feet, worth of, deep only. But that murk took me right down.
Wow.
Terrifying. I was so scared.
Wow. See what Mark says here? Most pirates couldn't swim. They were superstitious that if they went to the ocean, Davy Jones would take them.
Or if you can't swim, he sure is.
Wow. Isn't that weird? Being a pirate. Arr, mateys. Thanks for these donations.
Hey, don't forget, the 19th is Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Yeah, it's National Pirate Day.
So we'll be talking like pirates.
Arr, mateys. Welcome to the conference. Hey.
Welcome to the conference.
Arr, mateys.
Pizza or walk the plank.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, Kelly and Sparky will not be walking the plank. Sparky donated 5 pirates, and of course, Kelly with her awesome donation. Thank you for that. So the ocean, the Great Lakes, I really got to do a better job of deep diving the Great Lakes for future shows. Because I know there's a few things I want to talk about, which
there's
are
all kinds of legends around the Great Lakes
with the sea serpents and the haunted. What do you call it? What do you call it? The haunted. Well, there's haunted taverns and saloons, but there's also the lighthouses. Very well haunted.
I'm surprised there aren't like haunted schooners or not schooners, but ships, because so many go down. Like
Yeah. Well, and they're discovering shipwrecks all the time, newfound shipwrecks in the Great Lakes.
I believe it.
And Lake Superior is very notorious for taking many a ship down.
Sure.
Right? What was that? The Ella Fitzgerald? Was it called?
Yeah, the Fitzgerald. I mean, that happened so fast. I don't even know if they got an SOS out. I can't remember. But I know it went down fast.
Wow.
And the Great Lakes also. You have the Great Lakes, the Great Lakes, but Lake Michigan has the Michigan Triangle associated with it, with a lot of wrecks. A lot of seaplanes have gone down over it. Also, in 1994, we had the UFO encounters where there was 200 plus UFOs spotted over the Great Lakes that disappeared beneath the Great Lakes.
Wow. Sounds
Jettisoned
like
right into the
down
water.
there.
Yes. Lake Michigan is very dangerous. They're all dangerous, but
well, they're such vast bodies of water; they act like an ocean.
Right.
Well, they were inland seas. They were called at one point, and believe it or not, they were seas at one point. The bottom of Michigan is all salt from the seas because the Great Lakes were dredged out from glaciers.
Okay.
Very fascinating. Yep. Very buoyant.
Yeah.
So this other one I got is pretty cool. It's about some sea serpent again. It's out in Newfoundland. So this story starts out, you're hard at work doing what you do every day when all of a sudden fact and fiction collide and you find yourself face to face with might be a mythical beast. That's exactly what happened to fishermen aboard the schooner Augusta on Newfoundland's Grand Banks. And again, you guys, how ironic, August of 1888. So there's something about this 1888, you guys, for whatever the reason, when a sea monster attacked. It was August 11th and a pretty typical day for the crew of the Augusta. The men had left the schooner and were fishing for cod from small dories. I learned this, Monica, with you some time ago. A dory is a smaller little, kind of like a tugboat, rowboat. Okay. So they call it dories. Two of the fishermen who were some distance from the Augusta saw something unusual. The water around their dory became turbulent and something was rising above the waves. Whatever it was seemed to be all around them. It must be a herd of whales, they thought, but it wasn't behaving like any whales they'd ever seen before. Then they caught sight of a single giant eye. Whatever was surrounding them wasn't part of a herd, it was one gigantic animal. It was like nothing they'd ever seen. They were terrified. One man threw a bait tub toward the creature, but it was undeterred. The animal seemed to sniff at it, then raised its neck. Higher and higher it rose, until the creature's head was towering some 5 meters above the water, which I think is meters no longer than feet, right? I think that's 8.5 feet, something like that. It was hard to describe, but its face looked almost like a skull pin's. Monica, I'll ask you. I have no idea. I didn't bother to look it up. What is a skull pin?
I don't know.
You don't know? Oh,
I
wow.
don't know what that is. I know what a dory is because I've heard of it.
Okay. Krista, do you know what a skull pin is?
I
Very
can
nice.
look it up.
Wrong tree there. I have
Well,
no idea.
it sounds creepy. If you want to look it up, yeah. I got a little bit to go here.
That's a creepy looking fish.
It looks like a skull pin. Okay. And
It's like a frog with fins.
Okay.
Like a spiny frog with fins.
Oh, not creepy.
I knew that.
Yeah. Oh, now it rings a bell. Thank you. And his giant eyes were looking right at them. After getting a look at the dory, the creature sank back into the water. The men hoped the animal was descending back to the depths and out of their lives forever, but that was not to be the case. Instead of slipping below the waves, the creature flattened its body and began to move across the surface of the water. It was coming for the boat, not the dory, but their main vessel. The terrified men began rowing, but the creature was gaining on them. When it got close, it threw what seemed to be coils of its tail onto several dories in the vicinity of the schooner. Frightened at this, it seemed to cost the creature. Frightened at this, it seemed to cost the creature some speed. Every time it tried to throw its tail aboard, it had to slow down, and that gave the men an opportunity to put some space between themselves and the animal. During one of these lulls, the men threw another bait tub at the creature. Again, the animal appeared interested. It stopped and explored the tub, but not for long. It soon resumed its pursuit and caught up with the dory. Once again, the men were surrounded. The animal raised its head on one side of the boat, while its tail coiled on the other. The creature was right beneath them and looked poised to grab the dory. The men gave it everything they had. They rowed toward the Augusta as if their lives depended on it. By the time the men reached the schooner, the creature descended beneath the waves. Back on board the Augusta, they described what they had seen. A brown, striped creature they estimated to be over 30 feet long and 6 feet wide, with a large fin, enormous eyes, and the tail that tapered like an eel. No one could imagine what it was. Oh, another kitty cat.
Yeah, she's running all over the place.
For 2 hours, the crew remained aboard the Augusta watching the water. With no further sightings, they decided it was safe to return to their small boats. 6 dories set out. For 5 of them, it was business as usual. The 6th crew was not as unlucky, as it encountered this creature again. And this time, when it coiled up its fin, it slammed into the door, taking it beneath the depths of the ocean. The men were not found. So that is absolutely crazy. That was 1888. Again, there's newspaper articles on this stuff because I did find it. For whatever reason, it wouldn't let me post it. Boy, I don't know. I tell you what, I'm not going to go on the waters of Newfoundland. I don't care if it was 1888 or 2025.
Right? Yeah, that's crazy.
So, I mean, back to the original question. We don't know what's out in the ocean. I believe that story happened. Now, I mean, when it said the one eye, though, Monica and Chris, I was thinking like this giant squid, perhaps. The way it was coiling back.
I would think squid
Kraken.
too, except they don't usually raise
Their head out of the water.
that far out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless they were, mistaking a tentacle for a head, which if they work on the sea, I wouldn't imagine they would make that mistake easily.
Right. Interesting.
Very creepy stuff out on the waters, you guys.
So you're talking about waters and the creatures out there. What are your guys' thoughts? Do you guys believe in Nessie, Loch Ness Monster? Do you believe that there's a lot of debate over that? What do you guys think?
I think it's possible. I have a hard time wrapping my head around it because there have been so many scans of the loch,
right?
And they don't really show anything. But I remember hearing, and I haven't done a lot of research into the Loch Ness Monster, but I've heard that the loch is connected to the sea potentially through a tunnel system. So something could
be, yeah.
Potentially like a bull shark that can live short time in fresh water, something like that could get into the loch. And so it's possible that a sea serpent could get in there. And there's so many sightings, it's hard to dismiss them all.
Sure.
But if there is something there, I don't think it's there all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was one of my favorite topics as a kid growing up. Again, I seen that on In Search Of, along with Patty. And even to this day, if there's a new documentary on the Loch Ness Monster, I will watch it.
Yeah.
But referring back to what you said, Monica, they've done, and with technology today, I mean, with the scans, I mean, they know the entire terrain of the loch.
Yeah.
Every nook and cranny on that thing. I mean, it's a body of water that I think has thoroughly been investigated and not a million times over the last several decades, right? And they've never really come up with anything obscure, right? Obscure is a wrong word. They've never come up with anything that is massive as what the Loch Ness Monster is supposedly supposed to be. Do creatures go in and out of there, much like a shark appearing in the Detroit River? Yeah, anything's possible. I don't want to say it doesn't exist because of what we all do around here and what we all believe in, but I don't know. I think it's always up for debate. The thing that disappointed me is, remember the original picture of Patty? Not Patty, Nessie? Wasn't that a hoax? Wasn't that some upside down boat with somebody made? And
I
then
see
The photo.
Yeah.
The original photo that we all see, everyone has seen. Was
I
that
think somebody came forward and said they hoaxed it. I don't remember what it was that they were showing.
Yeah. But I thought it was a hoax or something. Come to find out it was a hoax, or
Quack just said something. I don't know. I don't know if they meant anything by this, but he says portals. We always talk about portals in the woods, portals in our home. Do you think there are portals
in the water?
Why not?
Water?
Sure.
Why not? So, I mean, that's a good point there.
Yeah, mer people could go in and out of portals probably.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, when I was on the Lake Erie, you guys heard the story. I talk about my missing time, and I ended up 5 hours away where I was supposed to be. I wonder if we kind of slipped through a portal on the lake.
I bet you did.
Maybe that's what missing time is.
Hmm.
Going through portals, you know? And then you
Because
come
I
back to
never really
reality.
thought about the portal on the water.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about alien bases in the Great Lakes and even in the ocean.
Mhm.
And every time we talk about aliens, everyone brings up, especially when we talk about missing time, it's alien abduction. I mean,
Mhm.
it just seems to be it's what
Yeah.
everyone says. I don't whether that's true or not, who knows.
I remember when the government was like basically admitting that there are UFOs, right? That there's
Mhm.
non-terrestrial. I forget how they worded it, but they alluded to like they're coming out of the ocean, basically.
Yeah.
And that's not surprising, again, considering that we just don't-
Absolutely.
it's down there.
Yep. I think anything's possible now.
Well, they talk about the great, the First Nations people of Lake Superior for many decades have talked about great lights coming up out of Lake Superior in the northern side toward Canada, always emerging out the bright light and disappears and darts back into the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Japanese fishermen see them not, it's not that infrequently, I would say.
Mhm. I just, once again, I think anything is possible. There's creatures out in the woods, just out in the streets and the oceans and space that I never thought was possible until I started really, really doing this. So, why not? My mind's open to all of it.
Yeah.
I got to tell you what, there was this creature, literally a creature. This is like, boy, I haven't gone fishing in many years. I would say maybe about 5 years ago was the last time I went. I went back to the river. I went with my nephew, and we were fishing on the dock. And it's like, I got a bite of something. And I'm reeling in this fish. And it wasn't big at all. I could tell at the end of the line it was not very heavy, little resistance. And I got it up onto the deck. And you guys, when I pulled this in, it had this big head and had teeth. And had a very tapered body. It looked like a monster fish.
Is it like a carp?
No, my
Or
brother,
bronze?
my nephew said it was, oh, Robbie, Uncle Robbie, you got to kill that. Don't put it back, kill it.
Hmm.
And I said, oh, why? I mean, yeah, it does look like a creepy monster fish. He said, well, that's a goby. And a goby is what eats the plankton out of the Great Lakes and is killing and taking the oxygen supply out of the waters.
Wow.
That's why and it's stunting the growth of a lot of our fish. And in fact, a lot of them are dying because of this, who came again from China, much like the flying carp, which that have caused erosion along the shorelines of the Great Lakes. In fact, there's been probably about 20 feet of shoreline that is eroded in the last 8 to 10 years.
I mean, erosion's going to occur naturally.
Yeah.
Like anytime you've got water. Like I would never buy a house with a cliff or any like near the ocean like that because it will eventually
fall in. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to a guy. It was my brother just popping. He's dropping off some jerky for me. What's up, bro? All right, what's up?
Everyone.
Very good. Oh, and some salsa you got me. Very good.
Jerky and salsa. All right.
Yeah. Well, unlike me, his garden was very fruitful this year.
I've got a whole butternut squash coming out of the plants. One whole butternut squash.
Oh, God. I got 2 whole cucumbers.
I've got 2 whole cucumbers too.
Yeah, so he got me some jerky that he made from his deer that he got earlier, and then of course he's rubbing it in with his freshly made salsa that he makes every year. Yeah, I said we should market that. It's so good. But anyway,
Yeah.
got me
Your
distracted.
normal Paul says, feel free to bring some salsa and jerky to the conference, BMR.
That's to be gone in the next 2 weeks, Paul. Because as you see, I'm sporting my Lions gear. My Lions play Sunday against the Packers. My fantasy football draft is Saturday. It should have been last weekend.
I hope you get everybody you want, because all of the players I had in my queue got snagged before it came my turn.
I was able to keep a couple from last year, and I made some trades to move up my draft status. So, yeah, my team's will be loaded. I'm going for back-to-back championships. But next year, however, Monica, my team's going to suck, so I'm not going to have hardly any draft picks. I'll just be sitting back. I don't pick till like the 5th round next year.
Mhm.
But anyways.
I was 5th round this year.
Oh yeah. Why pick? Why don't pick until the 5th pick in the draft? 5th round. I don't have a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th round draft pick.
Oh, I got you.
But anyways, so little distracted there. That's cool. I'm always happy to see that. Dropping the food off or the condiments, whatever. What were we talking about? Yeah, so the sea creatures. Oh yeah, the erosion. Yes, we were talking about. There's this house along certain parts of Lake Michigan. I was just reading. It's so really sad. This guy years ago bought this beautiful $1 million+ home, and he literally the backyard of his house. The Lake Michigan was like maybe 20 yards. I mean, it was 20 yards, 30 yards maybe. He says right now the lake is about 90 feet from the back of his house. That's how bad it's eroded. And many houses have slipped into the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
Or getting ready to. Because of just the erosion. And a lot of it is done. Okay. A lot of these fish are a part of that. Because they're eating away everything in the sediment, and a lot of these, and there's a lot of sand being filtered in from somewhere. So a lot of these bases, these people are finding of their homes are built on sand bases, which is odd. Like these stick houses and not stick houses, the houses on stilts in the ocean. 90% that they don't get insured because of that. I could not have my house sitting on stilts in the sand.
So we have a lot of flood areas too around here. So we've got a lot of, river houses and stuff that are on stilts, and it's hard to get insurance, around here if you're close to
really old, because I'll tell you that my code now would require you to go down to bedrock for your structural supports.
Okay.
So they must be older cabins and homes.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree. I would never live. I wouldn't vacation if I could help it. I'm so freaked out about the integrity of things.
Right. And not being able to see the bottom, right? And if you get
not being able to see the bottom, like if there's a good shake or something, am I taking a header down the slope?
True.
So I live in a flood plain.
A flood? What's a flood, Rob?
I can't wait to eat this jerky over there. I'm sorry, everybody. No, just kidding. I live in a floodplain. I have to pay flood insurance. It's like $2,000 a year. Okay. You got to pay a one-time fee on this. At least I do. My street does flood quite a bit. And now they're dredging out the creek, and they're cutting down all the timber along the creek line, because a lot of the timber is falling into the creek, slowing down the water flow. This is one of their solutions. It's a big $10 million project. There's no tree line now where I live along the creek. It's so ugly. Now I can see homes, right? It's terrible. Anyway, I know what they're trying to do, because the bottom line is it floods all the time around here. It floods to the fact that people's houses. My brother was on CNN a decade ago because he had 4 feet of water in his basement.
Oof.
Literally.
Wow. Yeah.
And he actually made the news telecast for that, right? And his insurance company and his taxes had gone up to quite a bit. And then they had told him, well, be happy you have lakefront property. They were joking to him. He went down to City Hall and was about to beat somebody up, right? But with that being said, I'm paying $2,000 for this. And you know what it covers? Nothing. if the creek water flows into my house, it covers nothing unless the floodplain or the flood level of the water goes up past my windows.
Wow.
And then what does it cover?
They'll cover everything, but my house will be destroyed because my lowest window is 4 feet above ground. So I'd have to have 4 feet of water
Okay.
come through my window.
So they're covering the home as a whole and not just damages from the flood.
Right.
Yeah.
Has your house ever flooded before? Have you had a?
It flooded 12 years ago, all the time. I had to have on the side of the house, I put a engineered septic in there.
Right.
With some pump in?
Huh?
Did you put
I do have a sub pump as well. And they also put this concrete and whatever they put in on the side, they dredged it all out. They went down almost like a huge like rat wall, if you will. Almost like a seawall, right? That you would have on the lake. That's what they put in.
Wow.
I did it. A lot of people didn't do it because it's not cheap. Okay. So never flood since. So that was a good investment. But this poor guy on the corner, about half a block up, every time he's always throwing out his furniture in his basement because it floods all the time.
Sucks.
And his flood insurance that he pays, much like I do, doesn't cover anything.
I'm surprised they let you guys build houses with basements there. I mean,
Well, around here, they don't build any more houses now.
Oh, I was going to say, when developers go into the city, they have to have a plat. And if it's on a floodplain, that's a pain in the butt to get past.
Yeah, no, where I'm at, it's pretty much older houses from the 1940s and 50s. And my brother's house, he built a house not too far from me. He built this in 2000. So there was some newer houses around here. Like my house, I think was built in 1957 or something.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's kind of odd. To pay for insurance, it covers nothing unless it's a disaster. 4 feet.
Sucks.
I said, man, it's got to be the flood of the Great Flood's got to hit my house now. So here's your $2,000. Have fun with it.
You just put in tile floors, and if it's just a few inches, you can cut the drywall out. That's considered like relatively easy to repair.
I am thinking about doing a whole remodel of the basement one day, not now, and just going with that tile and just have cool throw rugs, right?
I wouldn't put anything that can absorb water in there. I mean, your walls probably will hold water. You'd have to get like moisture mediation down in there, like something to suck all the moisture out. But yeah, I'm thinking of your main house. I wasn't thinking of your basement. I didn't know you had a basement.
I got that lower level basement. I got this. It's quite deep. The basement runs deep into the house.
Yeah.
This house is unusual, very much so. In fact, I think when they put in the seawall, I call it a seawall. Shoot, you guys, they dug out. They went down like 20 feet. And they went deep.
Dang.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's secure. I haven't flooded since.
Okay.
That's good.
I get a lot of humidity, though, in the summer. So the humidifiers are always running. I change that thing almost every 7 hours.
Wow.
Because of all the groundwater.
Yeah.
Anyways, I know we got off topic with the brother stopping by and this, that. We're talking about all this stuff, but yeah, it's just the things they get away with, just like with all the money, you guys. Now that we're totally off course here with them, I was just talking this today. The Michigan lottery, billions of dollars people lose on a yearly basis. I was telling my mom, billions of dollars. Yet, where's this money? You guys ever wonder where that money goes from all the people lose? Because I guarantee you, they're not repairing our schools and our roads around here. I know it's totally off the topic. You ever wonder about that? I don't know why I'm bringing this up.
There's somebody whose pockets are getting lined.
And here's the thing, because I was just reading, what is this? We got the Powerballs at $1.8 billion now.
Yeah.
What about all the money that was lost? You know?
Yeah, because I bought Powerballs.
I did too, and I'll probably buy one again.
Me too. I will too. I buy them twice a week.
I hardly ever buy them, but if it's 1.7 billion, I will definitely be buying. So I bought one Powerball ticket when I was in Oregon, and I haven't checked it yet to see if I won $2.
And I will let you know
mail
this.
it to my cousins.
I will let you know this, girls. If you do hit, thank you for my share. Only because I did read this though. I'm weird this way. I did all the calculations. If you were to hit the Powerball for 1.5 billion, and you do the cash option and pay all your taxes because you get double taxed, at least you do in Michigan. How much money do you think I would clear, me personally in Michigan, if I hit for $1.5 billion?
You have state income tax?
Yes.
No, we don't.
We do.
I saw somebody run it down. It wasn't for this round. I think it was for the previous round. And for states with income tax, and then the federal tax, and then all the blah, blah, all the crap that they take out. I think you ended up with like 2.5 million. It was some like ridiculously low amount.
Well, on $1 billion is 455 million. But if I won 10 million, if I won $10 million straight up even, I did the crunching. I looked it up on the Michigan stuff. If I were to win 10 million bucks, I would walk away with free and clear my money to do whatever I want with a little over 2.4 million on 10 million.
Well, it's $2.4 million more than I've got currently. So
that's right. That's right. I would not complain.
My point is this: where's all their money going? Every state should have great roads, great school systems. We have Detroit. I've got crappy roads in Michigan. Our governor always talks about.
We got crappy roads too. They're always working on them.
You know, but
it's going into black projects.
Yes, it is. That would be a topic. You know.
Yeah. In Missouri, we have to pay income taxes here every year, like taxes for our personal property taxes. So like you own your car, but you still have to pay every year taxes on your car that you already own, including your house and anything of value. Yes. And if you don't pay it, you can't get your cars licensed. So it sucks, man. I'm telling you, don't move to Missouri, anybody.
Well, they have that in Texas where if you haven't paid your property tax, you can't get your registration renewed.
Yeah, this is personal property tax, but it's like, you know, your cars and anything else you own.
Included in that. Wow.
Yeah, so if you own your car, you still have to pay every year on it.
I don't own a car. Yeah. I guess if you're registering it, they know you do.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't even own my phone. What do we own? I lease my phone, right? Your bill is a lease.
Right. But it's true though. It's awful here in Missouri. It's expensive. I had to pay. I have 2 cars and a 1-ton truck, and then a horse trailer that I had to pay on, and we had to pay. It was close to $1,800.
Good night.
Mm-hmm. And that's every year.
Mm-hmm. Well, I won't be moving to Missouri.
No, just come visit.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever move from Michigan though. I kind of like the state.
I will run like I'm on fire from Texas if I get a chance to move to the West Coast.
Yeah.
I don't know about the West Coast. It would have to be definitely not California though. It's going to fall right into the ocean.
Sure. It's going to break right off in a California-shaped.
It's to become its own island.
That's what they say.
Become their own island. I've seen the map.
I think I've seen that too.
You know, we're supposed to get a big old earthquake here. We're like way overdue. Like
you guys are on a fault line
for the New Madrid.
Yeah. We're like 50
looking
years
at a map for that the other day because I was like, what if it goes off? Like, this is how my mind works. What if it goes off while I'm at the conference?
Well, it's on that side, so we'll be okay over there. It's just the St. Louis side. They said St. Louis will have damage. Memphis, Nashville are the 3 major cities that will have.
The map that I saw showed like total devastation area, which was pretty big, and then like severe structural like injuries and injuries with people. And
Well, let's just pray it doesn't hit while during our conference.
it would suck a lot.
Speaking of earthquakes, you guys, and no, there was not a registered earthquake here in Michigan. This happened to me 2 weeks ago, and I'm upstairs, and there's a couch upstairs that is it's heavy. It's heavy, okay? And this, that, and the other. And I'm sitting on it, and I was watching something on TV, and you guys, I felt beneath my feet, I'm sitting on it, my feet are planted on the ground, and I felt reverberation beneath my feet, which was odd. And my couch, literally, it moved. I was just sitting in it, and it's a heavy couch, and it moved, you guys, off the wall on an angle by about 8 to 9 inches. It literally shifted.
That's a serious quake to do that.
Huh?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I thought immediately, earthquake? I was at Tiger Stadium when we had a small tremor run through there, and the whole stadium, it did this, wave type thing. I'm like, what in the hell? And I got up. I said, we're having an earthquake? This is crazy. Yeah. I immediately go on the news. I immediately start looking on the phone. Nothing. I run out. I look around. There's nobody to talk to. So I ran to one of my neighbors. I just felt something weird. No. I mean, I ended up talking to 2 or 3 other neighbors. I'm the only person that apparently, felt this. But you guys, the couch, and I looked, it moved. If it was that narrow, maybe it was about 6 inches off the wall. You guys, there was a space, went out another 8 inches, and it moved.
Wow.
And that, to me, is unusual phenomenon. No earthquake in Michigan, nothing. My house is fine. There's nothing wrong with the house structure.
That's a lot of energy coming up through your floorboards.
Man, that was something.
Yeah.
Is your couch new? Or did you buy it at a
I bought it at an antique shop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
How long ago?
Yeah.
It's been there. No, actually, I did not buy the antique. It's old though.
You're the only owner.
As far as I know, yeah. I don't even remember where I bought it, man. I've had it for like 20 years. Wow. Not that long. 10 years.
Wow. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I don't know, girls. I might cut the show a little early because I got some other things I like to do, and I know you got a little. You got to do some stuff, Krista. Monica, do you got to run anywhere today?
Yeah, I've got to go into Dallas.
Oh, you got to go into Dallas.
I've got to go to my office.
Yeah.
And then I got to come back, and I've got to get ready for my show.
Yeah, finally, Monica will be back on the air tonight.
I will be.
I do have to ask you, since I know you are a football fan, Monica, what do you think about that Jerry Jones?
I think he's an idiot, and he should turn the team over to somebody who knows how to actually manage a team.
Okay.
I am not a Cowboys fan by any means.
No, right.
So, when they lose, I kind of don't care.
Okay.
But he's annoying to see on the news every night, since obviously
he's the only owner of football. He has his own podcast, his own radio show, and he trades the best player, defensive player. I'm glad he trades Micah Parsons, but why do you have to trade him to the Packers, my arch enemy?
He's made it clear he doesn't know how to manage a team.
He has.
And he really needs to just turn it over to people who know how to manage. Like he's clearly smart in business. Man's like.
Well, I'll give him credit for that. It's brilliant, right?
But as far as football teams go, or managing a team, he sucks. So
Krista, yeah, he does. I didn't mean to cut you off, Krista. Your Chiefs. What do you think? What's your gut feeling?
I don't even know. I haven't even paid any attention.
Okay, fine.
They don't even talk about the Chiefs. We hear now about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce getting.
Well, yeah, of course.
So the Chiefs is the football part of it is not as important as their wedded bliss.
Oh boy, I'm glad he's not going to be on any of my fantasy football teams. Look for him to really suck this year. And I will tell you what, though, I might get a peek at their new home because Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are buying a house in Ohio, of all places.
I think he's from there or around there or something, isn't he?
I don't know if he is or isn't.
Part of Ohio?
I haven't found out, but in Ohio, one of the boringest states in the world.
I like Ohio.
Yeah, Ohio's not bad.
It's got natural beauty. I don't know about like things to do.
Better than Kansas.
I don't like the people of Ohio. I'll put it to you that way. I like the state. The state is pretty cool.
You got them against the Amish?
And it's absolutely. I had a horse take on my car when I had a car driving through the Amish lands, and they had a horse and buggy situation, but this guy was bareback, not saddled up on a horse. And do you know that it took on my parked when I was driving, as we were stopped at like a
close to the horse.
I was on his ass.
Yeah, well, that's probably why he pooped on it.
All over, yeah. Stained it too. Pretty acidic stuff. Great note to end the show. What's going on tonight on the Blondes and Booze, Kristen?
It is tonight's show is Bigfoot, Blondes, Booze, and BS. That's the show's title.
Is that why you invited me?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
You're the BS.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Monica, what are you doing? Anything special? You're just doing a chit chat with is your buddy from
Joe
gonna be on?
Yeah, we're doing books because I haven't done a book episode in a long time. So we're gonna do books and B horror movies from the 80s that most people haven't heard of. So Joe's in charge of the movies and I'm in charge of the books.
That's
so
cool.
Oh, my buddy Bigfoot Fadez is just popping shit. I have to share you guys something down the road. She did a comic book strip with me. She made me look very buff, very muscular, rowing a boat, fighting Bigfoot. It's pretty cool. Bigfoot Fadez sent that to me. I'll have to share that.
Fadez? I thought it was Fades.
Fadez. I say Fadez. Maybe Fadez. I say Fadez. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
I have to show you the comic character that was drawn of me years ago.
Okay. Yes.
It's something.
Thanks, Diane Boss. You guys rock. Speaking of donations, thanks to Diane Boss, Kelly Sandiford, Sparky Paranormal Outdoors, 5 new pirates. Diane, thank you. Kelly Sandiford, the Pride of Canada. Thank you again. Thanks to everyone for coming on in. A little shorter version. I got a little distracted. Plus, I got to do some early shopping. You guys know my mom fractured her toes.
Oh.
She's been in a boot. So I'm gonna take her today. She wants to get out of the house. So
I don't blame her.
Yeah. Plus, I want to tear into this salsa in a minute, man. I'm all hungry now.
Well, you made everybody in chat hungry.
Well, it is brunch with Bigfoot Rob. We're cutting about 10 minutes early, 12 minutes, whatever it is. Thank you, girls, for coming on in as always. Friday night, you guys, keep your alert bell on because I'm doing a werewolf show.
Cool.
I think. I don't know what time. I probably will be Friday. It'll be before the Blondes because you guys come on at 8 o'clock Friday. My
8
time?
Your time, 7 mine. Yes.
7 your 8 mine. Okay, very good.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks, everybody. Thank you, gals. I'm going to end it here today.
Yep.
Subscribe to our channels if you're new. Bigfoot Michigan Rob, the Blondes and the Booze Paranormal Podcast, and, of course, Our Paranormal World with Monica Rollins.
See y'all.
See y'all. I found the button.
All right.
This is the future. Evolution.
The Crossing Realms Conference launches September 19th and 20th and will dock in Richmond, Missouri. This is already being called the event of the year, folks. With an unprecedented list of speakers and special guests, 2 days of cryptids, UFOs, and paranormal presentations, along with a celebrity-filled ghost hunt, meet and greet, gallery reading, vendors, and a film screening. This promises to be both educational and fun. Go to eventbrite.com to secure your tickets and vendor slots before they are all abducted. They're going fast.